What's good, YouTube? I'm Robert with the Crosscut Creations channel. Today I've got a Chaos 3.0 blank from Mr. RJBWoodturner himself. I'm going to turn this into a pen today. Let's go. Normally I drill my blanks on the lathe, but because there are some irregularities with this blank, I decided to play it safe. I'm going to use my drill press, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, we're ready to start turning now. You can see there's some high points here, so I'm going to take really light cuts just until I get rid of those high spots, and then it should be smooth sailing from there. Also, this is a cigar pen, so you might notice that there's only one tube here, one blank here. It's because I've recently started turning between centers. I picked up some turn between centers at the turn between center bushings at the Mid-Ohio Valley Pen Turners gathering recently, and I've been trying these out for a little while. I really like them. So this is the cap portion of the cigar pen. We'll turn the body after that and go from there. So let's get started. Alright guys, sorry, that was really close. I was pulling my tool back, I got a catch. I thought I messed up the blank, but after a quick inspection, we're good to go. So, whew, thank goodness. Let's keep turning. Okay, we've got the cap turned down to the diameter it needs to be. I'm going to use Abranet to sand from 120 grit all the way to 400. So I'll go ahead and get that started. I'll turn the camera off and get back to you when we're done with that. We have the cap turned and sanded, so it's now off the lathe. Now I'm going to do the exact same process to the body of the pen. We have some protrusions here, so I'm going to take really light cuts until I can get that round, and then we'll turn it, we will sand it, and then we will finish it. So let's get started on the body. Alright friends, we're back and I now have the turning done. I have my mandrel back in my lathe. This way I can put the non-stick bushings on so I can put denatured alcohol on this blank to clean it up some. And then after that I'm going to do my CA finish. My CA finish consists of mercury flex and activator. I do 7 coats with activator in between. I highly recommend finding what works for you and go that route. So let's put some denatured alcohol on this blank to clean it up. This is all the yuck that I took off the blank, so we'll let that spin for a little bit and dry, and then once that's ready I'll start the CA finish. Alright, we're back. I'm going to start with my first coat. I'll put that on, show you how that looks, and then I'll turn the camera off and bring it back once I get the CA finish completed. Seven coats later of CA, and we're ready to micro mesh. This is coming along really nicely. I'm really excited for this one. So let's micro mesh and then get this thing polished and ready to go. Now that we're micro meshed, we are almost there. We just have Novus 3, 2, and 1. Those are scratch removers and polishes, so we'll go ahead and get started working on that, and let's get this thing polished up. There's Novus 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring you in for a little closer look. Here we are before we get pressed into a pen kit. We are CA finished. We are scratch removed. We are polished. Now we're ready to take this thing off the lathe and put it on a kit. Alright guys, it's been a minute since I've put a Cigar pen together. I forgot just how many pieces there are to this thing, but I have these roughly laid out. I know on the camera it looks a little messy, but it is organized. I'm going to start with this top cap here. I'm going to take the clip. I'm going to try not to get too much in the way of the camera. I'm going to put this clip on here. This little topper piece, I'm going to go ahead and screw it onto the top there, just until it gets tightened down. So now I can decide where I want my clip, and I think I want my clip right here. So I'm gonna put this into here like so. There we are. I'm gonna get that lined up a bit. Hopefully we're close here. Let's go ahead and get this pressed. And there's our top cap. Now we can look to the lower bottom. Let's look to the lower part of the cap. We have this portion here. We have a trim ring We're going to put that trim ring on, and then we're going to go ahead and press that into the other end of the cap. Hopefully my pen press is long enough. Looks like we should be good. All right. There we are. And we can put that one aside for a minute. Let's work on the lower half. I'm gonna adjust this pen press a little bit. I'll go ahead and take this piece and I will press it into this upper half of the back end, or of the front, I should say. Let's go ahead and press that in. I might have adjusted this too much. Just enough. Okay. Now that I have that, I can take this piece and press it into the other end. I'm going to move my pen press in a little bit. Hopefully I didn't adjust it too much. I do that frequently. And sure enough, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and back that off a turn or two. Okay, so there's that. Now we just have to put the transmission that threads onto here just like that. That one just screws on. Once I get that screwed on, you see it's not going anywhere, but I can twist this upper portion, and you'll see that better once I put the ink in. I'll thread the nib onto the end of the pen, and then I can put the ink in the pen. After I take the nib off and put it in that way. I just dropped it on the floor. Good thing it didn't go far. Here it is. I told you guys it's been a while since I put one of these together. I knew I'd screw it up at some point, or at least mess up at some point, but we got it figured out. Alright, so let's thread this back on. You can see we're retracted, and I can there we are. Just took a minute to get that where it needed to be. The spring got caught. So there we are there, and retract. Okay, so now we can put these two together. I think I want this to look about like this. Yeah. So there's our pen. It is complete. The RJBWoodturner Chaos 3.0 pen blank pen. Thanks for hanging out with me on this one. I had a blast with this pen. I want to thank Bob over at RJBWoodturner for the Chaos 3.0 blank. He had these for sale, so I was able to pick one up. I picked it up at the Mid-Ohio Valley Pen Turners Gathering since we were both going to be there. Here is the final product. I'm really happy with how this came out. I was originally nervous about turning a cigar pen because I know that there are 4 different bushing sizes, and that always intimidates me because I haven't been able to always keep them in the correct order. And but honestly, after turning this one, it really isn't that bad, and I enjoyed this. This is definitely the right kit for this blank. I want to thank Bob again for making the Chaos 3.0 blanks. Make sure you check his channel out if you haven't already, although the truth is, if you're watching me, you probably know who he is. So either way, make sure you subscribe to him. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.